Parker, now that you've had 8 games, what have been your takeaways for you personally, your first season? What do you feel like you've learned?
That you never know when your moment is going to be there. I would say that from me not playing a snap to getting the starter role has been mind-blowing first, I would say. And it's just been a blessing to be able to lead such experienced backs every game.
You came in with that mentality, and you were going to do everything you could to work yourself in. Did that live up to expectation? Sort of
Yeah.
what you came in and where you were at, maybe on the depth chart, to what you did to get to where you are now.
I would say it came faster than I expected, yes. Especially with Tony coming in, I was like, okay, well, now I have to compete a little more harder with, especially somebody who's played in the Big 12 and has more experience than me. And like I said, you just never know when your moment is there. And I feel like I've done a good job with taking advantage of what I could.
How have you improved this season?
How have I improved? I feel like I improved as a football player. Being able to read defenses better with Coach Jenkins and the other backs helping me a lot with that. As a freshman, I'm not used to this, I would say, like the tempo of it and the schemes of it, but they've helped me a lot with that.
What about blitz pickup?
Yeah, that would be my main. I've learned blitz pickup a lot, and watching other games, I kind of analyze myself and be like, okay, if I was in that position, what would I do here, and what would the cause be there?
When you're in high school and your coach is going to run you 25, whatever, 30 times a game, is it different when you come into college and let's just say 2 weeks ago against Texas, coach was saying y'all made a decision you probably weren't going to be able to run as much because of what they did up front. Is that sort of been a tougher the way to to sort of balance high school to college?
I would say 50-50 because it's all in the mental. As I am expected to do such things with that amount of carries and it gets dwindled down to that many, it's kind of a mind thing, but I have to also realize that I'm not at the same level and I have to take precautions to myself physically and mentally.
What's been the biggest hurdle when you come from high school to this level and to go so fast? What's been the biggest challenge for you?
When I first got here, it was getting adapted to the weight room, lifting so much, like every day consistently. It's kind of a thing on the body. But once I got used to it, I was like, okay, and once I realized in my mind that I can do this, it was kind of okay, now let's take it day by day and get better each day.
This last month of the season, you guys still have things in front of you that you can accomplish. I guess first of all, what's it like coming off of Saturday, sort of get that out of mind and forget about it, but knowing that November's a new month and you guys can start off good,
right?
At Waco on Saturday.
Yeah, with everything, every new month it's a new journey, I would say. You have a fresh start and you're able to start over basically. It was 0-0 for the month and we just have plans to take it one game at a time, one day at a time, one practice at a time.
You still feel like the running game is still very much a big part of what will get y'all there?
Yeah, of course. And I'm not being biased as a running back, but you have to balance.
That room, Tony's battled some stuff, Brandon's battled decision on how to use Stacy. It just seems like all the pieces are there. Do y'all feel like are you still trying to find where everything fits, or is it just a matter of getting everybody healthy, on the same page, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I kind of feel like we're all on the same page. It's just about, that's kind of a hard one to say. It's just about putting those pieces together, like you said, just putting them together so we can flow as a room, and not only as a room, but as a team.
I mean, y'all played some pretty good defenses that are geared to stopping the run. Is that where, as an offense, you have to maybe find ways around it? If the running game's not going, they've thrown to you out of the backfield, or they've used Stacy out of the backfield like that in a passing. Is that just a matter of finding?
Yeah, like putting us in places to be successful is what you're trying to say. Yeah, without just having us in the backfield, getting us out in space, one-on-ones, creating those mismatches. Yeah, I would say that.
Catching the ball out of the backfield, is that something you had to learn? Is it something you like doing?
That's a good question. I've never really made too much of it. Like it's always came natural to me. I've always had great hands, but something like catching out of the backfield has becoming more useful to me here because like how, the point he brought up, defenses that stop the run and you have to get in that space. The only way you can is by throwing it out there. So I would say that has helped me in my game.
Parker, so many schools looked at you in high school. Was Baylor one of them, or did you or anything like that?
Baylor came to me one practice while I was catching punt returns one day. That's one of my things that I remember a lot. I was catching punt returns and it was a Baylor coach watching me, and that was really the only thing that I've heard from them. I heard some things from them, but it wasn't like heavy like other teams were.
One or two more.
When you went into kick return,
Mm-hmm.
did that change your mentality? Did you have to learn to prepare for that?
What do you mean?
I don't know, but you were put into that. You weren't there. You were kind of a backup to start the year in that. But you're getting on the field. You've got a couple of opportunities this week. How is it that you get to that point where you can return kicks? What do you have to do mentally and prep-wise?
Mentally, I would say allow yourself to know that you can do it. Try to leave as much doubt out as you can because there's always going to be some little doubt. But try to minimize that, if you get what I'm saying, and be confident in yourself and just prepare the right way. I feel like in high school prepared me a lot, being able to return kicks and them seeing that and having the faith in me and confidence in me as well to say, we're going to put you back here because we know what you can do.
It's Halloween, guys. Did you have a costume growing up as a kid that you remember?
I would say Transformers. That's my favorite movie series, and I dressed up for Transformers only 1 year, surprisingly. But other than that, not really other than that.
Were you
No.
Prime or Bumblebee?
Bumblebee, that's all.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, Bumblebee.
What about your favorite candy?
Favorite candy would have to be M&M's. I love peanut M&M's.
Classic.
Yeah.